Welcome, thanks for joining me. Today we're going to be talking about 5 simple steps to help you overcome a major setback, whether that be in your fitness life, in your personal life, in your career life. And these 5 steps are something I've used personally to help me overcome something that was tough. Hi, my name is Tanessa Shears. I'm a personal trainer and passionate entrepreneur. My goal is to help you by sharing my answers with everything fitness and lifestyle related. So a little background on this. Everyone has had major setbacks, me included. About 4 years ago, I entered myself into a fitness competition with the goal of wanting to go through the experience and learn what it was like to push my body to the edge and to stay focused on goals and eating well and exercising rigorously. And it was something that I really wanted at the time and worked for, and I really was looking for the experience. So I had my big day and I went on stage and had my tan and my hair done and everything like that. And it was a really big highlight moment. But what I noticed is in the months following, I started to gain weight. And it wasn't all bad weight. You can't expect to maintain the weight that you step on stage for a fitness competition forever. So I was expecting to gain back 5 to 10 pounds. But when the scale started tipping in the 10, 20, 25 pounds up, I started feeling really uncomfortable with myself. And because of that, I started changing the way I dressed. I stopped working out quite as often. And because of that, I got into this really ugly spiral where I even started eating poorly and then the weight kept going on. And it just wasn't a lot of fun and it felt really bad. And right when I thought I was at my lowest, I actually was diagnosed and I had 2 blood clots in my right lower leg. So if you've ever been through that experience or know anyone who's been through that experience, you'll know that with the medication you have to take to break up those clots, you're not allowed to vary your diet very much when it comes to fruits and vegetables, because the vitamin K in a lot of our dark green vegetables it helps, it affects our blood thickness, if that makes sense. So it was a really big struggle and I'd hit the bottom and I was feeling sick. I'd stopped exercising completely. I was eating the same thing just to keep my blood thinness the same level all the time, and it was a really big setback. And I looked at where I had been 6 mere months ago on stage, exercising 6 days a week, eating healthy and clean all the time, to going to this place where I felt thick and gross and I wasn't able to exercise and I felt really crappy about myself. So what I had to do was I had to decide to pull myself out. And so this is where these 5 tips are going to be coming for you. So the tip number 1, act and decide. So, accept and decide. So you have to accept that it happened. A lot of us, we try to defer the fact that any event has happened, or you've completely gone on a massive binge eat and you feel terrible about yourself, or you skipped a week of workouts and you feel terrible. And part of this is just going to be accepting that it happened and then deciding to make a change. And I think that's a lot where my clients get stuck, is they accept that this experience has happened to them, but they never decide to go forward and make the change. So they get stuck in these patterns of, oh, I've accepted that it's happened and I want to change and I want to get better and I want to get back on the exercise wagon, but they never actually make the decision. So step number 1, you have to accept and you have to decide that it is time to move past your setback. Number 2, you need to get a pen and a paper, or if you're a computer person, you can type it down there, and I want you to write down, what do I need to do to begin? So for me, looking around, there was a lot of stuff that I needed to do to begin. I had to get my eating in order. I had to go back to the gym. I had to get clothes that I felt comfortable with. So I made a list under each of those categories. So my first one was, I need to get back to the gym. So what do I need to do? Well, I need to schedule the days I'm going to work out. I need to make a program that I'm going to want to stick to. I need to make sure that my schedule fits around my workouts. I started making a to-do list, all the things I need to do in order to get back on track. So step number 2, what do I need to do to begin? Number 3, I think, is hands down the most important of all of the 5 tips I'm going to be giving you. And tip number 3 is take action immediately. So many people make decisions, or they think they're making decisions, but here's the true telltale if you have actually made a decision. It is not until you have taken action upon your decision that a decision has truly been made. So until I get back on the bandwagon and do that first workout, or go to the grocery store and buy a bunch of healthy food so that I have it readily available for me during the week, it is not until I begin and take action immediately that I'm actually going to go anywhere. So that's our tip number 3. Tip number 4 is keep momentum rolling. A lot of times we get started on a task, but we lose momentum and we think that we don't have enough motivation or my willpower isn't any good. But the truth is, the only way to keep momentum going is to take constant and repeatable action. So scheduling your workouts every single week, committing to how many hours a week you want to work out, committing to how many servings of vegetables you want to eat in a day, committing to logging your food and counting your calories. You need to be continuously taking action in order to keep momentum rolling, because as soon as that momentum stops rolling, that's when you're gonna fall off the bandwagon and find yourself experiencing that setback all over again. My last and final tip is reflect on lessons learned. So during that time for me, I was keeping a journal pretty closely as I wanted to understand what the experience had done for me. So I was looking through my journal, and what I had learned is that through this process, I'm resilient. I learned through this process that it is okay to have setbacks. The challenge of it is coming back from it. I definitely learned when to take action sooner. I learned how to pick back up. And when you're able to reflect on those and learn lessons from them, it helps you to succeed in the future and prevent yourself from sliding backwards. So again, we're talking today about how to overcome major setbacks, and I'm going to review your tips really quickly. So tip number 1 was accept what happened and decide to make a difference. Number 2, write down all the steps of what you need to do to begin today. Step number 3, take action immediately. Don't wait. Schedule now. Do your first workout now. Go grocery shopping. Cut up those vegetables. Take action immediately. Step number 4, keep the momentum going with frequent action. You already made all the list of the stuff you need to do. Just take a couple things off that list from step number 2 each day and work towards it. And lastly, make sure you take the time to reflect and learn from it, because that's the whole point, is to learn. So I really appreciate you being here with me today. Again, if you're overcoming setbacks, I'd like to know how you overcame them, because I always like to learn from you guys, just as I hopefully can help you learn from me. So leave them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. You can visit me at www.tanessafit.com, where I post blogs, videos, articles on all things fitness and lifestyle related, and I hope to see you there. Thanks for joining me.